Hey guys, so it has been so long since I have posted on this channel, and in fact, I even considered like, have I just completely let that channel go forever? Should I just put everything on my main channel? Like, what am I doing right now? Because if you guys don't follow my main channel, I recently did a channel rebrand where I'm actually making videos again, like actual sit-down videos and not just like little vlogs that I film on my phone. So I was gonna put everything over there, and then one of the biggest requests that I'm getting now that I'm doing videos again is to continue doing glitteratures. And I did do a couple over the summer when I was doing those pregnancy vlogs on my main channel. I was reading a ton, and I did do a couple glitteratures over there. But as for like actual sit down glitteratures where I like do a whole video about a certain book or a series, it has been years. Like, I don't know how long, but it's been a long time. I recently finished a book that I really enjoyed, and the first thought that came to my head was, this is the book that I want to do as my first Glitterature back. So I don't know how often I'm going to be doing glitteratures on this channel. Like, I don't know about any of that stuff. All I know is today, in this moment, I was inspired to do a gliterature on a book that I just finished, which is called S.T.A.G.S by M.A. Bennett. I do wish that I had the actual book that I could hold up, but unfortunately, I have not been buying physical books. I will always be someone who prefers a physical book over an ebook, but you guys, I've been trying to minimalize my life a little bit and the amount of stuff I have, which if you follow my main channel, there's a whole declutter series going on over there. And having a lot of physical books right now just it's just not really working for me right now. So for the last couple of years, I've been purchasing all of my books on the Kindle ebook store, and I read on my phone, which I know is like kind of weird. I don't know anyone else who reads all their books on their phone. I had an iPad for like a long time. I had a Kindle for a while. Like, I tried all of the like e-readers, and at the end of the day, my phone just works better for me. So getting into this book, I was recommended this book on the Amazon Kindle store, and I hadn't heard anything about it, but it came up and I read one sentence that like reeled me in, and it was, it's a cross between Gossip Girl and The Hunger Games. And I thought, I like both those things. And also the cover art like kind of dragged me in a little bit. Like, it's very like scary, but like aesthetically pleasing. I don't know. I was like, I need to read a little bit more about what this book is about. And once I read the little like blurb about it, I was hooked. So I bought it and I read the whole dang thing in one day. And that is saying a lot because I am a new mom. I have an 8-month-old baby. Like, I do not have endless time that I can read. I stayed up all night and I finished this book. And I'm actually really sad because there's not a sequel. And this author has another book that looked really good. I think it's called The Island, and I totally wanted to buy it, and it's not available on American Kindle store, but it is available in the UK, which I like did not understand. I tried to actually buy it through the UK Amazon store and it would not let me, which was really rude. So this book takes place in England, and it is about this girl who gets sent to this really old, ancient, prestigious British boarding school. The school is called S.T.A.G.S, and it stands for St. Edward something. I don't know. Anyway, they call it S.T.A.G.S. St. Aidan the Great, S.T.A.G. Yeah, that would be right. That's S.T.A.G.S. Okay. And this girl goes on scholarship. So she's from like a poor family and she gets in on scholarship. Her dad is like a wildlife photographer and is traveling a lot. And so her going to this boarding school is like a really big thing for her. She needs it, and she needs it to like give her dad the freedom to travel and all of this stuff. So she goes to this school, and the school is like really ancient. First of all, the school was built in like the 600s or something. And they really stress the medieval period. Like, they all pretend they're still part of the medieval period. And like, you have to call your teachers friar. And the prefix of the school, which like the only reason I even know that word is because of Harry Potter, they are called the Medievals. And they're like this little clique, and they're made of this like beautiful people. It's 3 girls and 3 guys, and they're all like super beautiful and really wealthy, like old money, like money from like the Crusaders, like back in like the beginning of time, basically. One thing I liked about this book is it really spends time in the beginning of the story to build up the world building a little bit, to really make you feel immersed in this school and the feelings that surround this like popular medieval clique, and really like understanding, I guess, the vibes of the school a little bit, especially like from an outsider's point of view, because you are getting the story from the main character's point of view, and she is an outsider. She's not wealthy, she's not old money, she is a scholarship student, she hasn't gone there her whole life, she's just come in during high school. So the lead girl is named Greer, and like I said, it takes place from her point of view. So the first part of the book, and it's not a slow beginning, which is another thing I liked, because they do spend the time to build up the world, but it's not a super slow start, which some of my favorite books have slow starts, so I'm not saying it's like the worst thing ever, but like, come on, we do not want to sit there and like drudge through a book, you know? Like this one, like I was hooked immediately. So the book kind of kicks into gear and starts off the main plot line when she gets an invitation from the medievals clique to spend this like vacation long weekend at the lead guy, who's named Henry, at his like mansion palace somewhere, and they're going to go huntin', shootin', fishin'. Huntin', shootin', fishin' without the G's. She like makes that really like specific, which is kind of weird because like I kept thinking that was going to like come back into play later in the book, and it never does. So I don't know. But anyway, basically these people, because they're like so medieval, they are really into blood sports like hunting, fishing, and shooting birds and stuff like that, and deer. They also have made cell phones really uncool at school. So they're really pushing this old time, like medieval stuff where they're very anti-technology. And because they're the cool crowd, they make everyone else feel like they can't be like have technology either. So basically no one uses phones in the school because it's uncool, because it's like been this thing where it's very like anti-medieval, and they use the word savage to describe anything that's like not medieval. So you're either medieval or you're savage. Cell phones are savage, hunting stags is medieval, etc. So Greer gets this invitation to go to this long weekend doing blood sports with the medievals, and it's only 3 people who are invited who aren't in the medieval clique. So you have the 6 of them, and then you have 3 people that are invited, and her roommate builds up this anticipation a little bit by being like really excited about potentially being invited to this weekend, and like being really upset when she doesn't get an invitation, but being really like jealous of Greer for getting an invitation and all of this. So she accepts it and she goes for this weekend, and that's where the shit hits the fan. I am going to get into spoilers now because the rest of the plot line, like I can't really go into it without giving spoilers. So what I will say for people who want to read it, who don't want things spoiled, is that it's a really quick read. It's really good. It keeps you on your toes. It's a thriller. It has a little bit of horror aspect to it, and I enjoyed it so much. Like I wish that this author wrote so many books, because just the way she wrote, I really, really enjoyed her writing. I enjoyed the story, the world building, everything. I highly recommend this book. You guys like need to read it. It's a good book. Anyway, so now I'm gonna get into spoilers. So turn off this video if you don't want to watch the rest of it, if you don't want to know spoilers, or if you haven't read it yet, or whatever. So while she's at this long weekend, it's a 3-day process. They're doing hunting on one day, shooting on one day, and fishing on one day. It turns out that they're actually hunting, shooting, and fishing the 3 newcomers that they brought. So it turns out that they're actually a murder cult. What? This has been going on since the 600s, and they keep everything in these like big books in the library of this house going all the way back to the 600s. So centuries and centuries of them killing and harming students at the school. And it turns out that everyone's in on it. Like it's not just the medievals, it's actually like all of the friars at the school. The roommate was in on it. Apparently, you find out at the end of the book, like everything was leading up for these 3 students, and all 3 of the people picked were people that don't come from like old money. They're people that haven't been like immersed in this world their whole lives. So They're like outsiders basically, and they actually hunt and try to kill these people during this weekend. So during the hunting day 1, they hunt one of the people. During shooting, they do another person, and then during fishing, they do another person. And the girl, the lead girl, Greer, she's the 3rd day, so she's fishing. So as you're reading this story, you don't realize it right away, because what happens is, like, because you're getting it from Greer's point of view, you don't actually know during like the hunting day, day 1, that they're hunting the first girl, because they kind of make it seem like an accident. And same thing with day 2, like you don't start putting the pieces together until later on. Of course you do, because like the way it's written, you know that something like sketchy's coming. So you are like on your toes, but you don't actually know like what the secret is. And the whole time they think that they're like being initiated into being future medievals. So they think that like they're going to be prefects the next year and they're going to be medievals the next year. They don't realize that they're being hunted, literally. And there's also like so many other nuances. You have like the lead guy, Henry, who's like kind of seducing the girls, like both of the new girls. And then you have just all this other stuff going on. Like you have the girl medievals like trying to like super befriend the girl who's about to get like hunted, shot, or fished. It's just like, it's nuts. It goes completely nuts. And there's a twist at the end that I'm not even going to give away in this video, because even if you're someone like me, like I don't really mind spoilers. So if I was watching this video and I hadn't read this book, I probably would still be watching and I would still intend to read the book. But there's a spoiler I'm not even going to spoil on here, because it's a good spoiler that I did not see coming. And I normally do kind of see spoilers coming a little bit. I just thought this book was so well done. Like, it inspired me enough to get on camera, and I'm like doing a Glitterature that I haven't done in years. Of course, part of that is because I'm doing videos again, but like it's a good book. So I definitely recommend it. I will link the Kindle version below. If you're like an ebook reader like me, I don't know, you could go pick it up in a bookstore too. But I do recommend it. I hope you guys enjoyed this Glitterature. Definitely let me know if you do want to see more Glitteratures. Let me know by giving me a thumbs up, making sure you're subscribed, hit that bell to be notified, leave me a comment below with all your thoughts. If you've read this book, let me know what you think. And I will see you guys with my next video. Goodbye.